Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 13th to the 19th of July 2020. We have a very big turnaround week this week, if we're not too distracted with the more trivial things, as the Sun opposes Jupiter and Pluto. So a lot of this year has been to do with Pluto, Saturn and Jupiter, all together in Capricorn. And taking us back, the first pressure point was Pluto-Saturn conjunct on the 12th and 13th of January. This squeezed us into a place of no return, to let go of a lot of baggage and really reinvent ourselves. And although it was a very difficult and uncomfortable time, we needed to let go of a lot of that baggage, the story, the density, in order to reinvent ourselves and keep our vibration high, because we can't be living in a high vibration if we've got a lot of lower density thoughts and feelings from the past. Then on April the 4th, we had Pluto and Jupiter conjunct, which is a phoenix-like energy, dying to the old and raising up, realising our power. As we came into the summer solstice, on 30th of June, we had the retrograde meeting of Jupiter and Pluto, which was calling us to realise that power and start to live from it. It's not just something that we're trying to connect to and hoping for, but something that is our isness. So we've just come out of that phase, and now the Sun this week is opposite Jupiter and Pluto. The Sun is in Cancer, Jupiter and Pluto are in Capricorn. So an opposition is a harmonic aspect. It sounds like it's not, but we just have to honour both sides and find the fusion in the middle. But when there is an opposition, there's a channel for energy to flow because there's no blockages. So now the eclipse is done, the Sun can send pure energy right across to Jupiter and Pluto, and the Sun is soul force energy. So the Sun in Cancer, having just had the Mercury retrograde, because Mercury's direct now, so we've taken a few weeks to really clean our mental, emotional field, letting go of the residue of those stories. Because if we've lived something long enough, it becomes habit, and then we act upon it. And even when we stop having that habit, there can still be things in our electromagnetic field. There can still be the residue, the memory of those events and what they brought, what we attracted towards us. So we've spent a couple of weeks with Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Mercury, our thought processes; Cancer, the water of our bodies, the emotional storage. Just having a look at that loop and how to cleanse it, how to release it from our energy field. And now Mercury's direct. The Sun in Cancer can send its nourishing rays, loving and nurturing, to the core of our being, with Jupiter and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, taking us to our inner strength, our sovereignty and our power. So this is Tuesday and Wednesday mainly, although it's such a big aspect, it permeates the whole month really. We're old and wise, and yet reborn fresh and new. Don't need to forget everything. We need to take the ancient wisdom and our core knowledge and start to rebuild our world from the inside out, where we apply our passion and power from now on will be from the soul plane, as we let go of human restrictions and limitations. The chains are broken, and now it's time to manifest greatness. So that's what the Sun opposite Jupiter and Pluto is calling for, to let go of the past, to break the chains, to cleanse any emotional residue of limitation and the human story, and to really centre on soul force living. There's a fire that burns within us when we're not distracted or believing in irrealities. There's a cooling in the waters when we focus on these and tune in and act upon them with intuitive sense and good timing. This is where we'll be guided to create a new world for ourselves in alignment with our highest, deepest good. So as we head towards the weekend, we're in the dark moon in Cancer, as we have the new moon in Cancer on Monday. So really a perfect opportunity here to connect with that nourishing, nurturing, divine flow, the sense of purpose, and to let ease be the new normal. Why would we want to go back to work when we can go forward to joy? Although joy is a state of being like love, it's already here. But this is the transition that we're making at the moment to realise that joy, that ease, that power in the present moment, and let that be where we create from. So very important not to think in terms of going back to work, which is going to be really heavily promoted in the external, but decide to take your power back and to live in a state of joy. And it's your passion and your excitement that will always be the centre and the guiding star of where to find that. So by the weekend, dark moon in Cancer, opportunity to be still, reflect, cleanse and release any last dregs of your old way of thinking and doing, so that we can really begin to live from pure being. So as you can see, a deeply empowering week, not one to be distracted, a huge opportunity to let go, recenter and reclaim your authority. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one, online or on Hampstead Heath, Primrose Hill or Regent's Park, because this will be happening in different places in everybody's chart. Every chart is different. So if you really want to harness these energies, then you need to know where they're happening in your chart for best effect and then best timing. We all have certain dates of power that we can really activate if we know where they are. So my website's moving hosts. It may be down for a while, but you can email me zoehines7@gmail.com. I post daily on Facebook and Instagram at AstroZo and at zoehines7, and these videos and more are on my YouTube channel, Zoe Astro. So be still, dig deep, find your strength, promise yourself that this is your new home, this is where you're coming from, this is the real you, and then without trying and planning, just follow the call, as that will lead you to discover a whole new empowered world. So those are the horoscopes this week, and I'll see you next week.